Hello everyone, this is gonna be a tutorial for how to play Civ 5 like pretty well, I guess. I'm good at the game, but there's many people that are much better at than me. Like by no means am I like a meta player, I guess. And yeah, this is effectively for the group of people I play with on Discord, so they could kind of see what I do and how to, I guess, think how I think in some of the cases. Overall, what I'm gonna try to do is set up a game that's as close to the settings we use on multiplayer. And these settings are, well, first off, we use Lekmod. Now, with Lekmod, um, there's many changes to vanilla, so if you're playing vanilla, for example, this tutorial will not really be applicable, though there's a lot of similarities to vanilla still, but the biggest change is definitely the wonders. In vanilla, the wonders are game changing. In Lekmod, they're really good, but they're, I would like to say, nerfed. Yeah. Anyways, first things first, I was thinking of going for as basic a civilization as possible, a civilization that wouldn't give me too many advantages early on. It wouldn't affect the gameplay, so like you could apply the bonuses from this civ to anything else. For example, you have Greece. Greece is effectively a blank civ. You get city-state influence. Overall, it doesn't like affect anything. They have the hoplites as the unique unit, which is pretty good early game. It replaces the spearman, but outside of that, like whatever you do with Greece can be applied to any other civ almost, unless we're talking city-state influence, but it's not that important. As for the map type, we're gonna go Pangea. Map size standard, that's alright. Difficulty level we always usually play on Prince, and game pace quick. As for the advanced setup, I think overall most of this is alright. Resources, standard, legendary start, strategic balance. We sometimes do legendary start when we can, but I don't think I will put it on this time. I'll just leave it in standard, and that's about it. Settings wise, I think everything's alright, and we should just go in and start. And we are in. So, what do we do first? We settle a capital. Early game Civ. First thing you wanna do is you really wanna check out the surrounding area around you. Before even settling the capital, I highly suggest like moving your warriors a bit and seeing if there is a good location to maybe move your settler. Well, in any case, like where you spawn in, that's where you want to settle your capital, but there are exceptions. So like here, for example, yeah, like this seems like a pretty good start, but damn it, it's just like a lake tile, you know, it's not sea. Well, here we, yeah, this is a coast, so this is sea to the right. So unfortunately, I don't think it's worth it to lose like how many turns? Like at least 3 turns, because the settler gets there and then he has to settle. It's really not worth it to change the starting location. So we're just gonna settle our capital where we spawned, and later on our second city or whatever is gonna be on the coast after we explore a bit more. So starting off, the basic stuff to do. Almost always you wanna go pottery first, just because these two buildings are very important. But depending on your starting location, maybe you kind of wanna go animal husbandry first or mining, but overall, like almost every time, pottery first. As for the first unit I make, it's always the scout. A lot of people like going for monument first, and monument is good, yeah. Triples the amount of culture you make, but scout is more important. Scout is very important because you want to explore early game as much as you can to see where good settling locations are, to see where players are compared to you, and to of course get the ruins. Anyways, we can go to the next turn, and this is probably a good time for me to mention that yeah, I'm just completely unscripted talking about how I'm playing and what I'm doing. So I apologize for like well, not forming my sentences the best sometimes and stuff, but oh well. Second turn, let's just move the warrior a bit. Okay, this looks like already a really good spot to settle. Yeah, like on this tile here probably. But we have to see what's on the other side. In any case, like there's crabs here. This is a river is really good to settle on, and a coast. So like, this seems really good. Let's go to those ruins. Okay, nice. Animal husbandry, and not as nice barbarians. But I think these barbarians are not that big of a deal. They're pretty close to my capital, but not too close. Also, holy crap, another ruins. So, our city grew by 1 pop. Next turn we build a scout, and current citizen management, if you look here, is pretty nice. So like, this is 1 hammer, and we got a lot of food going. So this city is gonna grow pretty quickly. Scout, we should go like up here. Okay, another ruins. In multiplayer, of course, I like find a max of 2 ruins per whole game. But here now, yeah, everything. Okay, population. Yeah, this is a extremely strong run right away. But oh well. Now that I build a scout, the next thing I usually go for is a worker, which I usually cancel once I get pottery. I switch to building a shrine. Why? Because early fate, very important. You wanna get fate, you wanna get that pantheon going. Pantheon helps a lot, especially in your situation. Like so, pantheons are very situational. I'm gonna talk about them when I get them. I'm gonna have to talk about culture in a second, but for now, I'm just gonna go explore a bit more. Another like rule that I always follow when I explore early game is, yeah, you wanna end your turn like on mountains. Like it's really good to do that because like I mean with the scout doesn't matter that much, but mountains just give you a bigger view of what's around. Well, not mountains, hills, but yeah. And you don't want to move your warrior too far away from your capital. Like it's okay now, because it's still very early game, but soon when you have a worker around your capital, you want to have some sort of backup, because if barbarians show up, are you just gonna like hide your worker in your capital until they go away? Or what? Okay, goldies, very nice. Okay, next deck. I have truffles, I have marble, stone. Overall, mining is a pretty good way to go right now, but I also kinda wanna get writing. In any case, I'll go mining first. There is no rush for writing right now, and later on I also really need trapping for the truffles. So let's go for this mountain. Okay, nice. Oh, natural wonder. Lake Victoria, that's pretty good. Also this like kind of wanna use this time to kind of talk about early game stuff like that you wanna go for. So it's very important to keep track of what your pops are doing when your cities are small. But yeah, like this starting position is not that good. I like locking stuff in, so because I kind of remember what my pops are working on, and I know like the AI won't switch the pops that they have around, but it doesn't matter that much. It's just like something I do. I don't know. I find it satisfying. Early game, I find it not that smart to rush wonders, especially in multiplayer. In multiplayer, you kind of have to go by like, okay, unless you're like really advanced and have like big science, big production, so you get to wonders first, it's very likely you will get cucked out of most wonders. So early game rush of great library or hanging gardens doesn't really pay off. Like if you look at Great Library, yeah, it's nice. You get free technology, free library, and you also get plus three science and +1 culture. But if you look at the cost, it's like over double the cost of a regular library, and it could completely fail. Like somebody else could rush for it and get it. So it just doesn't pay off. But I am gonna go writing right now, and we got the worker done. Now we're gonna go for a shrine. Yeah, so this style is just overall better. Right now, I don't think our worker can really work on anything except make that farm here. It's gonna be useful, I guess, but yeah. Okay, trapping. Oh, well, I'm just getting really lucky from ruins this game so far. Okay, and that's another natural wonder above us. Mount Kilimanjaro. That's really nice. And Kuala Lumpur. Like meeting city-states early games is really nice as well and important, because you get money, especially if you meet them first. That's 30 gold for free. So yeah, pretty good. Early game Civ. Very important thing to keep in mind is like the score doesn't matter. What matters is you set yourself up for things. Okay, another ruin. But yeah, you wanna set your civilization up in a couple of ways that will help you like thrive later on in the game. So like early game, it doesn't matter if you're first in anything, in tech, in population, in whatever. It just matters that you have like a couple of these things nailed down. So for example, you wanna get fate early on, you wanna increase your culture early on, you wanna increase your science, but you don't really directly increase your science outside of building the library for the early game. Everything else kind of happens just from having pops grow. Okay, we got archers. And yeah, so like what I mean by setting yourself up, that means like sacrifice. It's like, yeah, this shrine doesn't seem as cool as a monument or a granary. Why aren't I building that instead, or whatever else? But it's gonna pay off. Okay, the farm is done. I'm gonna just move these guys here and check this area out. Okay, so yeah, this is a full-on coast over here as well. And let's get those truffles. More happiness. Okay, Portugal. Let's accept embassy with them. See where they are compared to us. Okay, they're actually pretty close. So we want to definitely grab this city here as quickly as possible. And maybe... This also looks like a pretty good area to settle, but we're gonna really piss off Portugal with that. But this, like here maybe, seems really nice. There's like the salt, there's some wheat, there's some truffles in range as well, and a lake, which is pretty good. So usually, after getting the shrine out, the next thing I consider doing is a settler. But I don't really like doing settler before I have at least 5 pops in my capital. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invest a couple of turns into granary until I grow to 5 pops. But yeah, right now we have like some pretty good tiles that we can do to get some production going. So when we build a settler, it shouldn't take too long. And we got our culture up. So I'm gonna deal with culture in a second. Let's just move these units a bit more. Let's go up here, I guess, and make the camp. Okay, culture-wise. So culture is really important. Basically, what you decide for going for here makes up how you're gonna play. So usually, the most common thing to do is to go tradition. And yeah, tradition is really good, especially if you're going for like a generic Civ game where you have up to 4 cities. Tradition is just amazing. But you could also go liberty, or honor, or piety. Like in Lekmod, all of these are viable. But it also kind of depends on the civ you're playing, and overall the most generic choice is tradition, for playing like, kind of tall. Liberty is also really good, but you want to have more than 4 cities then, because that's the only way to really get the most out of liberty, to have a lot of cities. So tradition it is for me. Tradition, when you adopt it, gives you +3 culture, which is amazing, right? That's like really good. And we're gonna get the next tradition policy very quickly. And that policy is gonna be legalism, which gives free culture building, which is why I haven't built the monument, because why not just get a monument for free? Like, yeah, I could build it and I'm gonna get the next culture building for free, which is I think this is it for Greece. Yeah, amphitheater, yeah. So, like, the thing about it is, uh, early game stuff is more important than, like, well, I mean, it's still early game for amphitheaters, but it's more important to get that free, building early on rather than like 30 turns later, because it's not that important then. And yeah, so we like save up the building of a whole building. We use that production on other things. Anyways, I think masonry really important for me right now. I have the marble, I have the stone, both need the masonry. I moved the worker back to safety, I'm gonna actually set him here and make him build a mine there instead of the truffles, because the barbarians are being annoying, and I could use the extra production from the mine. Okay, what am I even doing with these archers? I kind of wasn't thinking about what I'm doing with them, but I don't know. Like right now, looking at the map, I already kind of have an idea of where I want to settle. Like at least three new cities. So I want to settle a city here. I want to settle a city somewhere over here. And I really want to settle a city close to Mount Kilimanjaro. But also there's Lake Victoria, which is amazing. So maybe like... But Lake Victoria isn't that amazing. I kind of like Mount Kilimanjaro more. So we're gonna see. Anyways, let's kill those barbs. Well, next turn, yeah. Okay, good thing. They won't pillage the farm there. And we have 5 pops, which is really nice. I'm gonna wait until this mine is done, and then I'm gonna start making a settler. And there we go. So the mine is done, so we have 1 extra production here. We can adopt a policy, and we're gonna adopt legalism, which is +2 culture. And without investing anything in culture, we have 6 culture right now. And I'm actually gonna finish the granary at this point, because why not? And we're gonna move the warrior here. Let's see what's up here. I think this is just the end of the continent, which is actually like really amazing. Yeah, let's just go here. It seems to be so, yeah. Okay, so the mine is done. And let's start working on a settler. So it says 8 turns for a settler, but yes, it's 8 turns, but when you're making a settler, your city stagnates, so your food doesn't matter. So you want to move your citizens away from food tiles and do pure production tiles. So that's basically like right here. All the citizens are working on production, and that's really good. So now it's instead of 8 turns, it's 6 turns to build that settler. And I'm actually gonna send my worker here to finish the truffles. I'm gonna just garrison my warrior there. As for the tech we wanna go for, since we're getting close to making a second city, it's a good thing to go for the wheel and get that going. The Portuguese are being annoying. Ah, they're protecting Kuala Lumpur, alright. Also, yeah, like, all these encampments, there's a reason not to do them early on, unless they're like really close to you, and that's because city-states will, like, you know, make a quest. Kill this encampment, and you just get free influence. And especially early game, cultural influence, you know, cultural city-state influence is amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this scout around, well, archer around, and see what happens. Hopefully soon. Okay, wait, the camp is already done. Well, that's amazing. I think I will first do the iron. Yeah, just get that done, and then work on the other stuff. Also, why does it let me move so much? Wait, my unit has altitude training? I don't even know why, but alright. Uh, wait, do all my units have that? No, they don't. Like, this guy has no advantages, but oh well. Okay, settler is done next turn, and now we are gonna do some damage to the barbarian, and hopefully he moves into Kuala Lumpur, or yeah. Okay, so barbarian almost dead, but I don't want to damage him this turn. I'm gonna do nothing. Why? Because the city-state is gonna bombard him, he's gonna be low HP, and I finish him and I get influence over them. That's it. And yeah, they're already asking for the barbarian units to be defeated. So for what should we go for next? Well, landed elite obviously is like the most OP policy in tradition. Okay, of course, barbs show up. Uh, let's just move this warrior. Wait, oh no, we're gonna have to do it like this. Uh, okay, there we go. We wanna escort the settler with a military unit. And now it's really a choice between building a library or building a caravan or a worker or another military unit. And I think, Yeah, I'm gonna go for the library first, and then I'm gonna go for a military unit, just to keep, things safe. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore the barb for now. I'm gonna move the workers out of there, and we get free influence. Just got 12 influence for that, which is pretty nice. Uh, and yeah, so I'm gonna move that first settler here. Yeah, like the game also recognized, okay, this is a pretty amazing spot to settle. Anyways, Pantheon. So, there's a problem with these Pantheons right here, and that's like, there's no real, like, bonus that's gonna fit my Civ right now from the Pantheons, from what I see. So I can only go for, like, general Pantheons that are gonna be, kinda useful, but not really the most optimized Pantheon you could ever get. I have, I'm gonna have a lot of, like, pastures. Truffles, I feel overall, most of my cities are gonna have stuff with truffles. Yeah, yeah. So, I think overall it would be best to go for something with truffles like this, ritual sacrifice. But overall, that would be like the best if you had really a lot of them. Now, in legendary start situation, it's really easy to decide what pantheon to go for. But here, I would either go for truffles or maybe I would go for like God King is a pretty generic pantheon that always works, so you really can't go wrong with it. Uh, Also, this is pretty good. The mining luxuries in iron. Like, yeah, I get marble, I get iron, but it's only fate, and that's the thing, really. Like, also, ancestor worship overall is pretty good, and yeah, altars of worship is really overpowered if you're like Egypt. Like Egypt, you get altars of worship, you have the starting bonus to build wonders, and you also get the bonus from aristocracy. So you have like, I don't know, like what, 50% cheaper wonders. We're gonna go for truffles, I think. Might not be like the most amazing Pantheon pick, but it's gonna work out pretty well, I think. So yeah, now we just get extra fate and extra culture per turn. And let's start working on that quarry. We are losing some gold, but it's not a big deal. Yeah. So whatever this barb does next turn doesn't really matter that much. I just want to move my settler now. Next deck, I mean, usually bronze working is pretty good here as an idea. Calendar would also work, stone works to get that extra happiness. I think sailing, yeah, I just want to get to all of them. I'll go calendar first, and let's just go. Well, the barbs are sieging me down, but it's not a big deal. Okay, uh, so next turn we will settle. We have two places pillaged, and okay, the goals. Holy crap, this guy. This guy seems serious. Okay, so settling second city. A really important thing to keep track of is how far it is from your capital. Like this is a pretty good distance. This is a distance of what, like exactly 6 tiles, I think, maybe 7, and that's perfect. So they don't overlap the tiles they can work on. It's a city on the coast and on a river, and also it's gonna clear up a barbarian encampment for free, which is really good. Essentially, like where there's a lot of barbarians spawning, that's where you wanna settle your cities. Mostly because they're gonna not spawn there anymore. So yeah, like it's a good idea to settle a city where you see a lot of barbs spawning, and that way you kind of get rid of them. You know, like okay, they're not gonna spawn there anymore. So even though we have like a slight slowdown for stuff in your capital because of the pillaging, it's not a big deal. So yeah, it's just the Great Library is not worth it. With the regular library, I have 13 science right now, and that's more than enough. So let's go for bronze working, and then next we're gonna do sailing. Uh, I'm sorry, Maria, but no. Uh, okay, let's just get rid of these. There we go. And let's build a worker now, and let's fix the improvements, cause I'm losing out on happiness. It's not good. Next thing, usually it's either aristocracy or monarchy, but monarchy is gonna help our happiness situation and our money situation right now, so let's just do that. Yeah, sailing is really good. You get the extra trade route. I only have, what, one trade route available right now, but I'm gonna have two after researching sailing. even though I'm not really a coastal civ. Though sailing is gonna become useful because I can get lighthouse, which is gonna increase the food output out of all these damn crabs that I have here. We should probably get one hoplet out because it's nice to have unique unit. And it's gonna help with fighting barbs. There's already an encampment above, but for right now, I really wanna get that caravan going. Overall, I'm gonna avoid like building wonders and stuff because I feel like the wonders are not gonna help explaining how to play in a multiplayer environment. Like, yeah, I could easily rush all the wonders and get them against AI, but that's kind of beyond the point then. So let's improve this, and oh yeah, I forgot, I didn't... Yeah, I'm making a couple of mistakes, that's for sure. Like, I didn't change the stuff from production after finishing the settler, but that's alright. Let's just go for this. Yeah, the city is gonna grow quick. I'm gonna then like get other improvements done. Like, even when you do make mistakes early game, it's not a huge deal. Like, yeah, it's not good that I made a couple of mistakes, but it happens. There's like, I'm gonna start making a road from Athens to Sparta. Now that we have that citizen there, yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, more free influence. Very nice. And when I get this encampment, it's gonna be like... I mean, the problem is Caracas is a military city-state, so it's kind of useless. But, oh well, if I can get the influence, why not? It's still useful. Okay, so, when it comes to growing, it is very important to go trade routes that send food to your other cities. Now, right now, if I sent this caravan to Sparta, it would not be able to send food back to Athens because it's not big enough. I think to send food from a city you would need at least 3 or 4 citizens, I think, in that city to send food from it. What I'm gonna do right now is send food to Sparta to make it grow quicker, and it went from 7 turns to grow to 3. And it's gonna grow even more once I start improving the tiles around it. So yeah. As for my city, like, this is the point where I would maybe go for Stonehenge, because Stonehenge is probably the best wonder early game you can get, especially if you're going like fate stuff. But Stoneworks is gonna help a lot. It's gonna give much more production. It's gonna give my city 2 more production, but my city has 12 production right now, so like that's a big deal. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna go Stonehenge. Oh well, the AI did go for it, so good thing I didn't finish him off. We are now friends with Caracas for free. They're gonna give me at least 1 free military unit, so it's not bad at all. Now we take this encampment. That's 16 gold, not bad at all. We have our first city-state ally, also not bad at all. If he is very low, I can finish him off, get even more influence for free. These workers are gonna keep building that, and the pasture is gonna be done in 2 turns. There's gonna be 1 extra production, and then also 2 extra production from Stoneworks, which is really good. Overall, we're gonna start like producing a lot of stuff now. Ranged attacks is a really good promotion overall. We're gonna get at least like 2 units from this city state now. Next tech I would go for would be... I would like to get to currency and stuff, and philosophy as well, but I think right now currency is gonna be very useful. You wanna get that gold up. Okay, the granary is done in Sparta. Now I think I'm gonna go for a shrine, because it's gonna get done quickly. City's gonna grow next turn. Stable. So from sheep, horses, and cattle. We have cattle. The horses are not in range. Stable is not gonna be that useful to us. At this point I would probably go for another settler. But let's see. I'm gonna go for a caravan first. I think caravan is gonna be more important right now. Oh, this guy got spooked by the barb. Oh god, yeah, he can walk into him. Oh no. Well, time to move the warrior as well. I didn't realize. Yeah, the barb is gonna probably take him next turn, but it's not a big deal. We have military around and he's already down. Okay, so like this is pretty good because now he can't really move anywhere more than 1 tile because he's surrounded. So it's... And by that time this archer is gonna come from over here, but I think his original encampment was above. He's gonna try moving up. But yeah, even when you get fucked over by barbs a bit like this, it's not a huge deal. Yeah, already the worker is back. Oh, and I got a free military unit from Caracas, which is pretty nice. We're gonna actually just move them up, make them suicide charge into That encampment above, I don't care. What's Sparta working on? Okay, Sparta is working mostly on food stuff, not much production. There is this tile here, so I'm gonna put it on production focus now. It's okay if it grows slower. We want it to get production going so it can build more stuff. And that is turn 50. So yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the caravan to Sparta and make it send food to Athens. I'm gonna take that encampment out above, continue the road, and then improve Sparta later on. Yeah, I think like this is a pretty good setup so far. Effectively, like in Civ, a lot of the stuff you wanna do is very situational. And it depends a lot on your on your religion, on your cultural policies, on your Civ, what the Civ bonuses are, your starting bias. Now, this was a pretty nice start. I wouldn't call it the best, and I also made some mistakes of my own. But yeah, overall I think I'm doing pretty well. Probably gonna go for another settler now. After that settler, I'm gonna be able to buy another settler with monies. When the road is done, when I take out some more barbs and stuff, I'm gonna be really close to being able to purchase a settler, and that way I get 4 cities down. I'm gonna get one more city somewhere around here. They do have a quest for the encampment, so I'm gonna get some free culture from them anyways. Still, I kinda do wanna settle around here, like this is a really nice spot. Or maybe here, actually, like next to the river. It's too close to the city-state, so maybe like rather like on this like edge. I don't know what the sea resources are. And also, like my fourth city is probably gonna go down like here somewhere, so it's in range of the salt, but not too close to Portugal, and still on a river, or maybe to the left, like, but yeah, that would be it for now. So I stopped effectively at the end of the early game, turn 50. I hope it was somewhat helpful, that you've learned something from this video so far. I'm gonna probably continue with the part 2 of the later on run, the middle game. Also, I'm gonna drop some links to, well, some god tier tutorials made by people like FilthyRobot and stuff that I watched back in the day, ages ago, years ago. But yeah, with that said, hope you're all having a great day. Goodbye.